Hi guys, so I'll soon be heading off to work, but I just wanted to share something um really quick this morning before I head out. We all know the story of David and Bathsheba, and we all know how he slept with her, got her pregnant, got her husband killed, in a battle and all that. And an interesting thing about David's story is that more often than not, in my experience, I can't speak for anyone else, but in my experience, the emphasis has always been on the adultery. In some cases, people even blaming Bathsheba, and then other times I've seen the emphasis on what he did to Uriah, her husband. But there's one aspect of this story that I've literally never seen anyone talk about. So again, this is my experience. Other people might have heard it or preached about it or talked about it, but in my experience, I've never seen anyone talk about it. you know. And that's the aspect of everybody else in the kingdom. And that's probably because none of them were mentioned specifically. Think about it now. Think about what it's like to be in a servant in David's household, or one of the king's advisors, or somebody who is a merchant in the kingdom, a market woman, a market man, whatever. Think about how that feels in that moment to hear the story of the king, because this story eventually got out. Okay, this wasn't something that was hidden forever. Okay, it's not as if nobody ever knew. All right, think about it. You've had a king who has suffered so much at the hands of Saul. He was persecuted. He was almost killed several times. He went through so much, and he was God's chosen, God's elect, God's anointed to be the next king. And so far, he has done great. Yeah, he has had issues when he has had anger issues and all that. So it's not as if David was perfect. For example, when he wanted to go and kill Nabal, Abigail's husband. So we know that David wasn't exactly the perfect man. None of them were. But I mean, he's done pretty good all the same. And now he's king. So you'd expect that someone that has gone through all this would do the right thing, be a good king, and the kingdom would be great. But the Bible says that David went, took someone else's wife, slept with her, got her pregnant, tried to frame the husband for the pregnancy. Several people have left the WhatsApp group right now because that's what they are doing. So that didn't work, and then he kills the husband, and then he marries the wife or the widow at this point. That's horrible. That's what a king did. So imagine how you'd feel in the place of his servants and all the other people that have looked up to him, that have respected him, that have placed him in this high regard. You know, there's a whole other conversation about placing people on pedestals, but that's not even where I'm going. I'm saying you are sure just in this place where you are shocked that this guy did something this bad. So oftentimes as Christians, we don't really think about the effect of our choices on everybody else. We tend to think just on the immediate circle of people that are involved. But the reality is sometimes the things that we have done will affect other people, will affect their faith, will affect their belief, it will affect their behavior. Some people will come away from this thinking, if he can do it, then why can't I? Others will come away thinking, if he can do it, then every other thing is justifiable. Some people will come away thinking, then why am I bothering to do the right thing? There are many ways that it can affect people negatively. So we need to be careful. Whether you're a pastor, whether you are an usher, whether you are just a member of the congregation, it doesn't matter who you are. As long as you name the name of Christ, we need to try as much as we can to hold ourselves to a standard, to try and move forward in our faith and grow and avoid these things. Again, nobody is perfect. Yes, we'll all fall short at some point and sin. And of course, if that happens, we need to be able to acknowledge it and repent, of course. But I'm just saying that we need to understand that sin doesn't always just stop at your door. It can actually affect other people around you, and the effect can be really bad. So think of how everything David did affected all the people around him, what their beliefs, their thinking, their attitude. And then remember that sadly, it got worse than that because the kingdom became divided. So David's actions indirectly led to the kingdom eventually being split. Because when Solomon became king, we had David's other son trying to become king as well. So again, let's make sound choices. It's not just about you. Other people also matter. So that's it. Hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you again soon. Bye.